Let's talk about pornography. I know you've addressed this.
Matt, I'm not kidding you. I'm not doing this just for the show. Literally, just this morning, I can show you the email. I got an email from a guy who I've been working with to overcome porn. He was doing great. Then he had some stresses in his life, some struggles. He's got a surgery coming up, and he fell back into porn again. And I have recommended you to him and your resource to him, and it's really, really helped him. But he had a setback.
Yeah.
So he needed a little bit of encouragement. He goes, I was doing great for months, and now all of a sudden, is that normal to have a setback? I'm like, oh, yes, it's normal to have a setback. But here's what you need to do next. So I'm glad we're talking about this because it was just this morning was very relevant.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is demonic that the pinnacle of creation ought to be turned into one of the lowest things in creation to woo us.
That's what Satan has to do.
And
he has to destroy.
And this is I love how Jason Everett puts it, that pornography emasculates men. It robs them of the ability to be masculine. So I no longer go to you, my bride, to give of my strength. I go to you to take from you, to subordinate your good to the inferior good of my pleasure.
Exactly. Because pleasure is not a bad thing. Okay? Pleasure is one of the things that God gives at a very base, a very ephemeral level that raises our minds and hearts to God in a very base way. So for example, my wife loves chocolate. I don't know many women who don't.
Yeah, that's
there
right.
are probably a few out there, but but most of them love chocolate. So I give my wife chocolate. She goes, oh God, that's good. Right? Because the pleasure of that chocolate raised her minds. Oh, you cut into a good steak. Well, before I was doing the plant-based thing, right? Oh, God, that's good, right?
Yeah.
Very platonic, right?
Yes.
So pleasure is not a bad thing. But what Satan does, he takes pleasure out of its proper context of a means to an end. He takes it out and brings it into the culture and elevates it now as an end in itself. Pleasure is now your God. Pleasure is now your end, your purpose, and your meaning. See, that's a huge problem. That's a massive problem. And you're right. Let me give you an example. I gave a homily once against contraception, but it was very, again, the truth and love. I didn't attack anybody. I said, well, here's the beauty of the church's understanding of this. After Mass, a guy came up to me and goes, Deacon, can I talk to you? I said, sure. He goes, not here. I'm like, okay. So I got my vest, went to the rectory, sat down. What's going on? I didn't like your homily. Which part? All of it. Okay. Well, what's
why should I care about that?
Yeah, I mean, what's going on? I don't want to tell anybody to tell me what to do with my body, that kind of stuff. I said, tell me about your relationship with your wife. Then he paused. I said, things not going well? He goes, well, she don't want to have sex anymore. I said, oh, that's not good. I said, and so I was empathizing. I said, well, tell me what's going on. What's happening? Are you using contraception? And then he said, oh, here we go. See, this is what I'm talking about, Deacon. He goes, see, the church is stuck in the Middle Ages. The church needs to follow the times. And, like, that's so antiquated, out of date. Look, all those people you're preaching, they're all contraceptive. I said, my friend, I asked you a yes or no question. He goes, yeah, I'm using contraception. So what? I said, we'll get back to that. Tell me about this, what's going on with your wife. Tell me about the last time this happened. So he said, well, we had dinner, the kids were gone, and had dinner, and then a little while after dinner, I made some advances. I got you. And what happened? She goes, I don't want to have sex with you right now. So I'm waiting for the rest of it. Mm. And he's not saying anything. I said, that's it? He said, yes. And you're angry? Yes. Let me see if I understand this. Did your wife say to you, I don't love you anymore? No. Did your wife say to you, I don't ever want to have sex with you ever again? No. You said that she said, I don't want to have sex with you right now. Did you say, okay, baby, what about an hour from now? You even give her that much? No. That's just, why are you angry? Disappointed, I can see, right? But why are you so angry? And he couldn't tell me. I said, let me tell you why you're angry. Because love and life are two things that never intend to be separated by God. Now, I'm not saying that you're supposed to have as many children as humanly possible. That the church doesn't teach that, right? but you're supposed to be open to life. In fact, if you look at in Genesis 1, that's in a sense, that's the first commandment. It goes, be fruitful and multiply. Ephrata in Aramaic, but para means be open. Like literally it means to be open. So literally in Hebrew, if God's first command is be open to life. So love, he created out of love and then right away life. Psalm 119, verse 88, because of your love, give me life and I will do your will. Love, life, fulfillment of God's will. So what you've done by using contraception, you forced a wedge in between love and life, two things that never tend to be separated. And when you've separated, it doesn't matter what you're using, a condom, diaphragm, pill, it creates this chasm and this void. And as human beings, we don't like to have those spaces within ourselves, those emptiness within ourselves. So you're trying to fill it with work, alcohol, drugs, in your case, pornography. So here's what you did. And I told him, I took my wallet out and I slammed it on the table. I said, I bet you everything in my wallet right now.
How did you know he was looking at pornography? Did you just say?
I just assumed, right? Okay. I said, here's what you did. And I took my wallet out, right? And I slammed it on the table. I said, I bet you everything in my wallet right now that after that happened, you went into your bedroom, you took care of things yourself, didn't you? Yeah, I did. Let me tell you why you do that. Why you did that. Because your wife is now your whore. I said, what you've done, it doesn't matter whether it's her, your hand, another woman, it doesn't matter what it is. Because all you want is pleasure. Pleasure is now your God. And now now your wife is just now, you see her as something that gives you pleasure. You don't see her the way God sees her. You don't look at her through God's eyes. You don't see what God sees when he looks at her. You just look at her as someone that gives you pleasure. And when she didn't give you what you want, you were like a little boy who can't get dessert first before dinner. You just got mad. Huh? And he looked at me, he was just like, whoa. And so he started trying to say something back to me. Well, what do you and your wife do? I said, brother, we just go for it. And whatever happens, happens. But when we're disciplined, we use natural family planning. He said, what's that? So I had to explain to him the Billings ovulation method. He goes, what happens if your wife's not into it? Right? I said, okay, I said, I'll give you a real life situation, brother. When I come back from overseas, I'm gone for 10 days, 2 weeks at a time. I'm ready. And so I'm unpacking my dirty clothes in the bathroom, like tonight, and I'm thinking, and then I look in the garbage can. Oh, you've got to be kidding me, man. That's going on now? So now I got to wait another week. So what do I do in that situation? I'm hyped up, right? I'm thinking this whole thing and I can't have sex with my wife. What do I do? There's two things I can go to my computer and take care of things myself like you did, or here's what I did. In my office, on the
Just
floor.
Just to be clear, when he's saying like you did, he's referring to the men in his office.
Yeah, right, not you, man.
I just want to be real clear. Yeah.
So in my office, you can see all the books, right? But on the floor, because I don't have room on the shelves for this, I have the complete Summa Theologica by St. Thomas Aquinas in Latin and English, okay? I pull out one of the volumes of the Summa and I just start reading. Because reading St. Thomas Aquinas will kill any sexual desire you have in your body. It works, my friend. Trust me, it works, right? And I told him I'd rather do that than to turn my wife into a thing, into an object, to strip her of her humanity and her dignity as a woman. Because every day of my life as her husband and the father of her children, I want to see her the way God sees her. I want to see every woman the way God sees her. That's why I will never contracept. And that was the beginning of our discussion, of our dialogue.
How did it end?
Well, it ended pretty quickly after that because he said he had to go. But I said, I am here. If you want to talk more about this, I am more than happy to talk with you about this. Whatever questions you have, please feel free to come to me.
Yeah.
And I just left it like that.
Yeah.
Again, not angry. I won. No. It's not about that. How do I get this person in front of me to want to listen to more of what I have to say? That's the key.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment below letting us know what you thought about the video.